Hey friends, Pastor Donnie here to share with you once again this past weekend's sermon recap. This last week I talked about this idea of how important it is to form our mind. Now, we're all being formed. We may be largely unaware of all of the influences that contribute to how we see the world, how we see ourselves, and ultimately how we think and behave. But this process is always in motion. Paul described it this way in 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 18. He says, "And we all who with unveiled faces," watch this, "we contemplate the Lord's glory. We're being transformed into his image with ever-increasing glory, which comes from the Lord, who is the Spirit." So while we may not be able to control everything in our environment, what we can do is we can assert control over what we allow to form and to shape us. What you focus your eyes on, what you fix your thoughts on, ultimately, that's what forms you. So if you focus your eyes and fix your thoughts on God, you'll be formed according to his plan and his purpose. Christ will be formed in you. Nature expresses this beautifully. Sunflowers, for example, in their infancy, before they ever reach maturity, they actually turn throughout the day to face the sun. It's a process called heliotropism. And they do this because facing the sun, it actually maximizes the process of photosynthesis and therefore maximizes their growth. Here's the deal, friends. The same things happens to us when we face the sun, Jesus. When we focus our eyes and we fix our thoughts on him, we grow into what he wants us to be. Paul writes it like this. He says, "Let this mind be in you, which is also in Christ Jesus." See, our mind is like the control center of our life. And so our thoughts are so important, having the power to affect what we feel, what we do. Thoughts determine our trajectory. You cannot intentionally go where your thoughts have not already been. And your output will always reflect your thoughts. For me, for example, when I work out, my mind will tell me to stop long before my muscles are actually ready to stop. And so I have learned that I have to actively override the pain in my body and all of the stop signals that is sitting in my mind. And I had to take hold of my mind, knowing that my body will follow what my mind has dictated. And similarly, when we espouse fears and we tell our minds that we cannot achieve something or we can't overcome challenges, the brain actually steps in and it protects us from taking chances and opportunities. Why? Because it's believing all the false evidence that we've fed into it. So imagine with me, imagine where the mind and the body could go if we said yes to it more often. What can you do this week to counteract all of the false evidence against reality? What can you do to be proactive in the pursuit of your goals and building your mental resilience? You see, the better you can be under pressure, the more goals you'll achieve. And the more goals you achieve, the more confidence you'll gain in life and even business. So the best training that you'll ever do is mental training. For wherever your mind goes, your body follows. Wherever your thoughts go, your life follows. Once again, I want to thank you for joining me this week with our weekend recap. I look forward to sharing more with you in the days to come.